Welcome to the Black Queens on Stage podcast, presented by Black Literature and Art Queens Network, where we bring our queens to the stage. Welcome back to the Black Queens on Stage podcast, Instagram edition. My name is Ashley M. Lyle, CEO and founder, and your host for today. Today, we have a special guest coming with us today. Her name is Andraya. She's a local dancer, and she is also a choreographer. Now, today is going to be a bit of a change in our normal shows. Today, we are going to do a 9-minute moment of silence in the latest killings of innocent, unarmed Black people by police violence and gun violence. Hey, how are you today? I'm good. I'm good. Well, then let's go ahead and take our moment of silence. And I will be reading off several names of the different victims. And if you have names that you want to interject with, please, by all means, I welcome it. Okay? So this is our 9-minute moment of silence. Tony McDade, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Tatiana Jefferson, Sandra Bland, Eric Garner, Maya Hall, Alexia Christian, Gabriela Navarez, Melissa Williams, Kayla Moore, Ayanna Stanley Jones, Janisha Fonville, Aura Rosser, Duana Johnson, Denise Stewart, Tamir Rice, Tamir Rice's mother, Tajay Rice, John Crawford III, John Crawford's girlfriend, Tasha Thomas, Botham John, Joshua Brown, Michael Brown, Alton Sterling, Sean Bell, Kendra James, Ronald Madison, Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Gregory Gunn, Of course, those are only just a handful of the names sporadically found on different articles across the internet, across many different platforms. The most recent shooting was of Tony McDade, trans man, at the hands of police while defending himself. It's really a tragic thing for people in general to go through, but for something like this to continue to happen to African Americans is it's absolutely tiring. And and I hope that within this 9 minutes, and actually this 9 minutes is to represent how long George Floyd was cut off from oxygen with the knee to his neck. So I hope that in some kind of way, this 9 minute moment makes some kind of impact. Tell me just what you've been doing during the quarantine, because I know that everything artistic has been completely knocked out of the way.
Yeah, so what I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of yoga and a lot of meditating, trying to cope through this pandemic. And I've been working out with a few friends, going downtown to the Riverwalk, exercising, just getting a fresh breath of air, and just finding myself as a whole, so that once all of this is over with, I can just be complete.
Nice. Really nice.
That's what I've been doing.
Well, why don't you tell me exactly what your style of dancing is?
My style of dancing is I'm more so fluid. I like the heels type of dancing, and I like to sometimes coordinate hip hop into my dancing as well.
Now, when you talk about heels, are you referring to like the little kitten heels or the
No,
chunky
like
heels or stilettos?
stiletto heels.
Okay. How difficult is it to perform in stilettos?
At first, it was tricky for me because I haven't danced since high school, and I just got back into dancing, and I got introduced to a heels class from someone, and I actually need to go take it, and it was kind of nervous. It was nervous at first. My first class, I had like a thick heel, but then I had transitioned into a skinny heel, and it's more so trying to keep your balance in the heel and trying not to fall.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge.
So then, what have you explored any other styles of dancing aside from stiletto dancing?
I was just more so focusing on the heels at the moment when it was before the pandemic, but I said once all of this is over with, I wanted to try different dance genres. So in high school, I did ballet, modern, so I want to get back into that. And then I want to do like the Jamaican dance, if I'm saying that right, the reggae.
Are you referring to Afro beats?
Afrobeat.
Okay.
Yes, I want to try all different type of dance.
Okay. So, are there any styles of dancing that are your favorite or your least favorite?
No, I wouldn't say there's no favorite, least favorite. Everything is equal.
Okay. So then, what is your long-term goal as a dancer?
My long-term goal is to get booked. I want to get booked and busy so that I could actually pursue something that I love to do. And I also want to open up my own dance studio so that I could teach other people how to dance, the type of dancing that I do as well, and also hire different type of dance instructors to work inside of my dance studio.
Okay. So do you have any idea of, because I actually came across your YouTube account and you had a couple of videos of a small class that you were teaching in some of those. Do you still carry on those classes like virtually?
No, what I told everyone what I was going to do is once everything is over with, I was going to start back teaching the classes. This little pandemic, I feel like it was for me get myself back in order with God and also with myself. So that's what I've been doing during this pandemic. But people have been asking me, would I teach a online class? I thought about it, but then I'm like, it would have been better because I'm more of a hands-on type of person. I would rather teach you in person than teach you online.
Okay. I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, art is something that's hands-on anyway. That was the struggle that local theaters have been dealing with, because they're trying to figure out how are we going to get our shows to the masses and things like that. So it's really hard to try to really connect with people during this pandemic. So yeah, I can totally understand that.
Everyone is doing their own thing during the pandemic. I feel like it's more so like, because I just started teaching a dance class, and it was a little rocky at first. Like,
Mm-hmm.
And then I can start recording more videos and posting them, and then it's only up from there.
Okay. Do you practice your art every day?
I go in my basement and I be dancing,
Mm-hmm.
literally for hours, just dancing.
What does a practice or a rehearsal day look like for you? As far as
Well,
like stretching and doing what you need to do to center yourself.
I basically just light my candles, listen to some music. I try to listen to the song that I want to dance off of that day and get the beat, the lyrics, everything in the song, catching every sound. And I go in the basement, I put my headphones in, and I just start going with the flow. And it takes me about a good 30 minutes to an hour to come up with something.
Okay. So then explain to me what a regular exercise regimen looks like for you.
I do the regular basic crunches. I go for walks around the block. I run. I do the yoga. That's about it.
Okay.
Regular. Yeah.
What would you say so far is your greatest achievement as a dancer?
Getting 7th Streeter to watch my story of me dancing off her song.
Oh, really?
Yes, I even posted it on my Instagram page. She literally watched my whole story. And in my caption, I said, it's not about getting posted. It's about just being seen. Everything doesn't have to get posted. As long as your work is getting noticed, that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
And when she watched it, I just was like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing something right. So, what would you say drew you to dancing originally?
I've been dancing since I was little, like yay little. My mom them always told me every time a song came on, I just started dancing. And all through middle school and high school, I was either on the dance team or I was in some type of dance class. I just feel like dance to me, you can explain yourself through the movement in your body. You can express yourself, and that's what I try to do when I'm dancing. I try to express myself. I try to let you feel what I feel through my body and through the videos of people watching it.
Okay. And so let me ask you this. What made you take a break during high school? Because you were mentioning before that you took a quite a long break from high school
Yeah,
to a particular time around now.
I would say I took a break only because I was still trying to find myself. I was fresh out of high school, and it was something on my mind that I've always wanted to do, but I wanted to wait till I graduated high school and I was of age to do it. And I really didn't need the approval from my parent at the time. So when I graduated high school, I was in the process of starting my transition
Mm-hmm.
from male to female. So I had to go through the precautionary step in order for me to proceed with my transition. So I had to go to therapy appointments, doctor's appointments, and stuff like that. And I was still also finding myself during that process. And once I felt comfortable enough to get back into dancing, that's when it happened. And I would say that I got back into dancing in December 2019.
Okay. So what?
That's when I took my first class.
So what was it after your transition where you definitely felt more comfortable enough? Like this is my time now for dance.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, as a black woman in this field of dance that is predominantly inhabited by white and cisgendered people, how are you dealing with the challenges that come your way?
I can say I really haven't dealt with harsh challenges. Like the only thing that I could say I've dealt with is the wandering eyes and people trying to figure certain things out when I'm dancing. And I've even had people ask me like, was I trans and stuff like that. And that's probably it. What I had the challenges on.
How do you deal with those types of challenges?
At first, it was kind of like rocky because I just felt like everybody was staring at me when I was dancing,
Okay. Have you come across people that just directly ask you questions in regards to your transition?
No, not really. They only start asking the questions after the fact that I either let them know or they have like curious minds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also let them know like the the questions are welcome. It's just I'll let you know what's okay to ask and what's not okay to ask.
So, describe a moment for me when you had to deal with someone's rudeness, their prejudices, or their phobias because they couldn't handle your existence.
I would just have like in high school, people would just call me out of my name, and it was just they was just being disrespectful and rude, and I would just sometimes either ignore it or I would go let someone know because back then when I was in high school, I really didn't too much care because I didn't think of transitioning until after the fact that I graduated high school. But during high school, it was like I was picking up the traits to start transitioning. Like I had the Miley Cyrus hairstyle with the sides and the back cut off, the top. At first, I was just getting box braids. Then I was getting like sew-ins at the top. Then it turned into full sew-ins. And you had the people who I felt like wasn't comfortable with themselves that were saying all of these rude things. And the only thing that I could do was ignore them or either speak up or just let someone of authority know what was going on about the situation.
So, do you deal with any of those kind of situations now that that you're putting in the work for your career as a dancer?
No, I wouldn't say that I have. I wouldn't say that I've ran into someone that just blatantly said something disrespectful to me or towards me. Now, far as me not knowing about it, I can't speak on that one.
Okay.
But like face to face, no one has ever said anything rude or disrespectful to me. It's probably because of how I carry myself and how I come approachable to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just come off as a nice, loving, caring person who's still a human being despite me being transgender. I'm still a human being. I still have feelings just like you do. We are all people, so we should all be able to get along and be in the presence of one another. Mm-hmm. That's what I try to preach to everyone.
So, what kind of moral support do you have for you reaching your true identity and for your career?
I have my family. I have my mother, who I love oh so dearly. She's been on my side since day one, since I came out the closet of being gay. She's been there for me since then. And when I started transitioning, it's like the support just continuously came.
That's beautiful. Who else do you have anyone that's close?
I have some dance friends who support me in my vision and things like that. I want to actually get support from other trans dancers. Because I feel like it's not a lot of transgender dancers out there. I might be wrong, but I only seen and heard of two. And one of them is, she mimics Beyonce. Her name is Chalet on Instagram. And then it was, you ever seen Beyonce's Single Ladies video?
Yeah, of course.
The dark skin one on, I think it was the left hand side. People say that was a transgender dancer, but okay. And then it's another one. Let me take that back. Her name is Official Lala Baby on Instagram. I just started following her. I love her to death. We always communicate on Instagram and we just be liking each other's stuff. But I want to be able to let people know that we are here and that we can dance too. We want to make the money just like everyone else is too. So that's why I push so hard for me to reach my goals, to let everyone else know that you can do it as well. Despite what anyone has to say, if you put your mind to it and you stick to it, it'll happen. Speak everything into existence. That's what I try to let everyone know.
I really love that mantra.
Yes, manifestation is real.
Yes.
I tell you.
So how do you keep your mental health in check?
I go talk with a group of trans women about different topics. Somewhat like they somewhat I can confirm into about certain things, and they give me feedback on stuff, just so I can keep sane and not go down into the depression mode or anything like that.
Okay. How are you expanding upon your career? Do you have any set dates for your classes that you're going to teach? Or do you plan on doing any collaborations, or are you going to take more classes for yourself to continue your education?
Yes, I'm going to definitely continue to take more classes, and I do teach classes. Before all of this started, I was going to this organization called the Ruth Ellis Center. I don't know if you heard about it. It's an LGBTQ friendly organization, and they actually gave me the opportunity to teach a class there.
Okay.
And what was the first thing you said?
Do you have any collaborations with other dancers in the area?
Yes, I would love to do collaborations with a few people. Tiffany Renee, my good friend Eric, my good friend Tiff. Who else? Believe Three.
Oh yeah, I've seen the work that they do. They do a lot of great work.
Yes,
Lot
yes.
of great work.
I used to take his classes at first before I like kind of excluded myself from everyone to try to find myself again, and it was good. It was a good experience. He was very pushful. He pushed you to be great, and that's one thing I liked. And yeah, those are some of the people that I would love to do a collaboration with.
Okay, and so this is my last question for you, and it's called the Queen's Request. Okay, so I want you to tell me one or two queens in any art form or art genre that you think that we should be looking out for.
Her name is Nikki Model. I think that's her Instagram name. And Tiffany. Her name is Tiff and the Light.
Okay,
Look out for
Tiff and the Light, like light.
Yep. Tiff
Okay,
and the Lights with an S.
okay.
And Miss Nikki Model.
I enjoyed my talk with you today.
I did too.
Is there anything else that you would like to plug before we end our conversation for today?
It's two underscores dot DRAYA dot A. And the second one is the THEEDK experience.
And that's your class that you were teaching before the pandemic happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, go ahead.
The DK stands for dance culture with a K.
Ah, okay. All right, got you. All right. Well, like I said, I enjoyed my talk with you today. You are just an absolute delight. I love talking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And keep on pushing, sis, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.